Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, welcome to the second edition of Wheel of Grades Wednesday, where we go player by player and give a letter grade from F, not many Fs, to A plus for every player that pulled on the hoops for the Cats AFLW team in 2022. Sambo, Johnny, are you ready to spin that wheel?
I
Oh
suppose
yeah. Well, we don't have to spin the wheel. It's not our job, so I'm
that,
fine for it to happen.
that's Kate's job, or Colin, if Colin is in the chains.
Someone's.
Chains to the
Uh,
wheel.
Kate, let's get that wheel spinning.
Who are we doing first?
Oh, who's going first? Kate.
Who's
I'm going
first?
first. I'm going first,
You're
apparently.
going first. Okay.
And I have Reen Karras. All right, let's go. So, Reen Karras.
Let's go.
These are the tough ones because you don't have a big sample size. Karras played 3 games for the Cats AFLW team in 2022. So, I get the feeling that Olivia Fuller was, is and was intended to be the number 1 overall ruck. Reen Karras has, kind of fills the backup position. Now, had opportunities this year when Fuller was put out of the side after a few games to establish herself as the number 1, didn't accomplish that. So the things I like about Reen Karras, she brings some more like athleticism. I think she's more of that, if you compare it across to the AFLM, more of your Mark Blixarves type, sort of able to move around more than your Olivia Fuller type player. I think that, as I said, the problem with Karras is, and this, not the problem, the thing with Karras is, I think she's the backup ruck for this side. So that's where I'm going to grade her. I'm going to grade her on that perspective. Was she able to come in and be that backup ruck? I think yes, though I probably liked her most when she was played alongside another ruck, like a Fuller, and that sort of thing. I'm going to give Karras, I've got to give it a C. A B minus. As I said, I think I would have probably liked to see her do a little bit more with the tap work and that sort of thing. I also understand it's a position that takes a while for players to develop. Both she and Fuller, I believe, are only 23 years of age and still have a lot of development left. I think Karras can become an exciting player as a pinch hitting ruck sort of thing, but probably needs to develop more an additional skill set. Like you've got Darby, who can go forward, who can kick well around the ground. I think Karras should look at a player like Darby to aspire to. I'm going to give her a B minus for this season, but with growth potential. And remember, I'll remind you here, you can play your renegade card, where if you really disagree with a grade, you can play it and challenge us with an alternate grade. All right. So
that's a fair
yes.
grade.
No disagreements there.
All right. So B minus for Reen Karras. Sambo, we'll go to you next. All right, Sambo, you've got Zali Friswell, rookie player Zali Friswell.
Excellent. One of my favorites. One of the ones I picked out of the. I think I had in fantasy fairly early. I don't think she was a round 1 pick draft for me in our fantasy, but I did bring her into the side pretty early on. A really good player, really exciting player in my opinion. Showed really, really good promise with just the fundamentals, silky skills, good vision around the ground. A great support player as well. Great at getting in and not being necessarily the one to go for the ball, the one to win the ball, but the one to support the player with the ball or going for the ball, which I think is a pretty undervalued skill. The skills, what you do for your team when you're not on the ball. Unceremoniously dropped from the side late in the year. Not really sure why. So that's I was left scratching my head about that one a little bit. I'm gonna have to go with Friswell. I'm gonna go a B plus, and that is because I think she was really good. I saw no reason why she should be dropped from the side when she was dropped. I'm sure they had their reasons. I saw no reason to, but I think in another year, in a full year, you know, with a full season of games, with her boots on the ground and a couple more years under her belt, I think her A plus is going to be miles better than this. But I think this was a really impressive year. I really liked what she brought. Um, I thought she was a really fantastic kick of the ball. Like, just looked like she'd been practicing that routine and those fundamentals.
Mm.
You know, her entire life. You know, she seemed ready to go out of the tin. She seemed like a pro.
Mm.
So, um, yeah, I believe it was. I believe I made the comparison to the Gary Rowan set shot kicking technique. I felt
Mm.
like she was from the Gary Rowan school of the nice follow through all the way. You hear the connection with the ball all around the ground. Yeah, I don't have too much more to say about Friswell. I think she was really good, and I'm assuming we'll see lots of her next year. But I'm gonna have to cross my fingers and hope that that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with all
Nice.
that. Johnny,
Absolutely.
we'll spin the wheel for you, Johnny Larkin. It's a B plus for Zali Friswell. Round and round it goes.
Who have like guts?
You have Georgie Prasparkas, another rookie player, Johnny, one of your
Oh,
faves.
another rookie player, one of my faves, one of the ones that got me the fancy win at the last gasp. Um, yeah, fantastic year for Prasparkas. Showed everything that everyone was saying that she was going to be able to show. Really competitive, never gave up really.
Mm.
Looking fantastic in the long sleeves as well. Except for that one game when she didn't wear the long sleeves. I don't know why.
Criminal.
But criminal. She does need to
Probably
wear.
from memory, probably one of her weaker performances too, right?
Yes, I reckon.
You chop the sleeves. It's like Samson and his hair
Yep,
in the biblical
Mm.
stories. You cut the sleeves back, you lose some power.
absolutely. But yeah, it was another. Well, wasn't another. It was a fantastic year for Prasparkas. Really helped take that burden off Amy McDonald and Becky Webster,
Mm.
who themselves were able to bring their game up to the next level. So yeah, it's fantastic to see a young player come in and have immediate impact straight away, first game, and throughout the whole season. She didn't really have a terrible game. It was always
Mm.
above average or, yeah, just above average, really, really excellent ball use, great tackle pressure, really brought that immense pressure every game. Great, great eye for the game. Good,
Mm.
good shots at goals. I feel like she had a few really important goals in there as well. So just a outstanding year for Sparkus, and I feel deserving a solid A. Um,
Nice.
I think giving anything less than that would be underwhelming and not give her enough credit for a fantastic first year she's done. And she's can only get better from here, and hopefully she stays in the hoops for
Mm.
next season and continues on her development and becomes a part of that good core midfield that the Cats are building up, and you know pave the way to success.
Love it. You'll hear no renegade
Awesome.
disputes from
Yep.
me, John.
No,
All
so
right.
forever
Back.
holding my peace.
That's right. We've got to hold on to that renegade card. All right. Back to me again. Round two of the second edition of Wheel of
Oh,
Grades.
we're not snaking. We're not snaking today.
Ooh,
No snake, just
intriguing.
keeping you on your toes here.
You know, I love a
Um,
good snake.
I normally love a good snake. All right, so
Jake the
I.
Speaking of
Snake
snake,
Botel.
we
That's
should get
right.
some killer pythons.
We do need some killer pythons for this, particularly when we have the snake in the snake draft. We need an animation where a python goes across the screen. All right, so
Get on it,
my
Kate.
second player is Annabelle Johnson, the Echuca extraordinaire. Annabelle Johnson
Nice.
came into the side as a rookie this season. I believe the Cats used one of the picks that they acquired during the Olivia Purcell trade to get Annabelle Johnson. This might be my favourite pick the Cats made all last
Talk
off
about
season.
bloody bargain pickups by the Cats from Purcell.
Absolute
Was
bargain.
the same trade that got Eamonson?
Yep, Eamonson as well. So Annabelle Johnson came in. She only played the 4 games because she had a season-ending leg injury, unfortunately. But the 4 games that she had played, the month of football, one, she established herself as a starter day dot. She was a starter in the side. She's calm under pressure. You never see her flustered. She's strong-bodied, a great mark, contested, good hands, good disposal of the footy. Has great vision. I think her disposal efficiency was up over 70%, which puts her in the definitely that top third of players. I just think she's an absolute star. I really noticed her probably in game 2. But just across the season, I really, really grew to see Annabelle Johnson basically as one of my top 2 or 3 favourite players for the Cats in the AFLW. I don't think you could ask any more of a rookie to come in and essentially look like an established starter. I'm giving her an A+. I literally, based on where my expectations were for a rookie and what she produced in 4 games, it's an A+ for me. As I said, I don't think there's a pick I prefer in free agency or the draft for the Cats in terms of value given up. So I'm giving her an A+ unless you renegade me.
Jake's with the high praise there for Annabelle Johnson. No, I'm not going to renegade that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Buy your stonks. If there's any left, buy the stonks. I've bought up a lot of stonks. So
I would say, Jake, I'll just question, does that, do
Please.
you feel then that obviously she can improve, like more game time will help? A full season would be good, but do you think skill wise she's at the peak of her skill level, or are you sort of more taking even more so into account the fact that you wouldn't expect her to be better yet, and therefore she is the peak of where she can be now?
That's my feeling. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better 4 games. Where my expectations were versus what she was. I just thought she slotted in and did not look out of place in a really, really talented back line. Just never looked flustered. Just reliable. Always felt safe when the ball went in her area of the field. So, yeah, definitely that. I think there is, like all these rookies, room to grow. But in terms of what I expected year 1 and what she produced, I was significantly impressed with the work of Annabelle Johnson. And I still think she'd beat all of us in an arm wrestle. That's my theory.
I think anyone.
I think all of these players will beat us in arm.
All right, so let's spin it again. Back to Sambo, I think.
So I wouldn't be challenging any of the women from AFLW to a bloody arm wrestle.
Absolutely not. They just rip my arms off and beat me over the head with them. All right. Let's go, Johnny. Your second and final one for this week.
Oh, it's Johnny.
Sam.
Skipped.
Oh my goodness. Wrong person. It's an absolute mess.
The wheel again, or
Sambo, Geordie Ivy.
Okay.
Nice.
Another of my my staples, the staples from my fantasy side, and just a classic Sam player is Jordan Ivy. Just dependable, bit of a rough nut. certainly not afraid to get in there and throw her body around and hit it hard in a purely fair and clean way. Although she did seem to show a tendency to give away some free kicks towards the end of the year. I don't know if that was coincidental, or once finals went on the cards, maybe she just thought she might as well take some people with her.
That's right. Just take some people with her.
Either way, I hold nothing against her for it. Now Jordan Ivey is a really dependable player. I think from my vantage point, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like last year she played a slightly different role. She was more of like a lockdown player in my from what I'm aware. Whereas this year, although she did do that, I don't think she was relied on to do that as much. I think she was a little more liberated around the ground. She seemed to do a lot more sort of that helping in the transitional work from the back line through to the attack. She was involved up in a few attacks. Kicked a couple of goals in the year, I think.
Yeah.
And was involved in quite a few had quite a few score involvements. Lays a great tackle, pretty good kick of the football, and just a real like you're talking about Johnson being a superstar. I think Jordan Ivey again is more my kind of player. That's more like, more the Julia Crockett Grills, I guess. Less of a superstar, but just more of a really no less important to the side, I guess is what I'm saying. Maybe not the flashiest player, maybe not the player that's going to be on all the banners and the promotional artwork, but a player that's just vital to the unit as a whole and the culture.
Gotta get
Also,
that culture.
also vice captain, I think.
That actually
Please.
does ring a bell. Actually,
Yeah, she certainly was in 2021. Again, I've done my research here, and she certainly was in 2021. I'm not sure this year. It's shocking that I don't know that. But she was definitely the vice captain in 2021. Still a member of the leadership group this year. I think I got to give Jordan Ivey an A.
Nice.
I don't think she can. I would ask much more than this for where she's at and what she brings to the team. Maybe can squeeze up to that A plus if she reins in her end of year activities and doesn't give away so many. So there was a couple of clotheslines, a couple of a couple of choice moments. But yeah, no, I think she's a really important cog in the machine of this team. And feels like quite the staple. Like she doesn't feel like a player that's going to go anywhere, which
No.
I'm happy about because I want her in my fantasy squad again next year because she was never at the top of the list of my earners, but she was always chugging away and bringing some consistent points into my squad. So yeah, an A for Jordan Ivey.
Lovely.
beautiful, love it. All right, let's spin it one more time. It is Chloe Shear, John. Take us out. The former Adelaide Crow, now Cat, Chloe Shear, bagged 8 goals this season. Chloe Shear. Catty Shear.
Yes, that's right. Change approved.
That's right. Take us away, John Doe.
Cool. Yeah, Chloe Shear came in, I feel like, for a bit of a good go at the full forward position. But she played a bit more of that half forward position with Phoebe McWilliams staking her claim as the mainstay full forward this year. But I thought it was a very solid first year for Chloe Shear at the Cats. Some really good games, some other games where she probably wasn't as happy with the performance as in other games as she would have been really happy with. So I feel like there's still a lot more for her to improve. But that just comes along with getting used to a new team, new environment, new culture.
New culture, yeah.
Culture.
But I feel like towards the end of the year, she really started to find her way in the team and get that confidence, get the confidence from the other players as well. And she's really started to try and take those screaming marks, crash the packs, get it down to the small forwards who could have a snap at goal and whatnot. And she's quick as well. She's got that speed, the agility, the pressure, all the good qualities you want from a good forward player. And I feel like next season she can take it up to a next level where she can start challenging for that full forward position. She's definitely got it in her. She's got the strength, the kick. She's got a booming kick, accurate kick as well. And I feel like one more season and we'll see a lot more out of Chloe Shear. So this year I'm going to give her a B plus. I feel like good solid start, but a whole lot of improvement to come from her as she settles into the Cats unit and into culture. Yes, and hopefully she can kick a good bag in the next few years for us because yeah, she's a very solid player and does everything right. She's just got to get that um, um, flowing through each game, one after the other. I can't think of the bloody word now.
Consistency.
Yes, that's the word. Just needs that consistency, and she'll, yeah. Once she gets that nailed down, then she's going to be I feel like compare it to the men, sort of like a tomahawk. I feel like she's got that sort of build about her where she can just monster other people out of the way and take good chest marks and other hangers and start slotting some incredible goals for the Cats. So yeah, a nice B plus this year for Chloe Shear.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thought about playing my Renegade card to get it boosted up to an A minus. Decided that was kind of splitting hairs. We'll go with a B plus.
Yeah,
B
you would probably want to use the Renegade card to shift more than half a point.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys. That is the end of Wheel of Grades Wednesday for week 2. We'll be back next Wednesday with week 3 as we continue to rank all of the Geelong Cats AFLW players with a letter grade. Catch the podcast on a Monday night. Catch our live pre-game shows basically the hour before a Geelong Cats game. That's where you'll find us. Until next time, guys, go Cats!
Go Cats!
Go Cats!